I've been doing my devotions over the last week or so from Psalms, and I came across a psalm that I wanted to share with you today. It's from Psalm 25. It's a psalm of David, and I just want to read verses 4 and 5 to you. David writes, "Make me to know your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Lead me in your truth and teach me. For you are the God of my salvation. For you I wait all day long." When I was a kid growing up in Long Beach, California, our family was a camping family. On our vacations, we went camping. It was a great way for us to be able to see all the national parks and the state parks and other very beautiful camping areas that were available to us. We camped everywhere, all over California, all over Oregon, Washington. We camped in Utah and Colorado. And the biggest part of most of these camping trips had to do with lakes and rivers and swimming. But a very close second was hiking. We did a lot of hiking. We hiked to the tops of waterfalls in Yosemite, and we hiked to the bottom of canyons in Colorado. We hiked in forests. We hiked in deserts. We hiked everywhere, but we really had to be careful when we were in an area that we didn't know very well, or a new area where we didn't know the paths. There were never any guides with us. We just made our own way. We had to depend on maps or some sort of trail markings. As many of you know, at the top of trails, at the trail head, there's frequently a series of signs that point to the various trails. This is the 6-mile trail. This is the 4-mile trail. Here's the 2-mile trail, and this one over here is for children and beginners. It's the 1-mile trail. You had to know which trail it was that you wanted. And this is what I hear David talking about in this psalm. I picture him in the period of life when he was fleeing from King Saul, and he was out in the wilderness and out in the desert, and he would be hiding from King Saul and all of Saul's men. And as he looked out, he could see trails. Here's a trail that went down into this valley, and this trail over here led straight out over the wilderness, and that trail, it went up over a hill, and this trail here led through a gully, but he didn't know which one to take. And so he turned to the Lord, and he says, "Lord, there are so many paths, and I don't know which one is the right one, but I want to walk on the right path. I want to walk on the path that you have prepared for me. I want to walk on the path that is going to lead me to your blessing." So David prays this psalm, "Lord, make me know your ways. Teach me your paths. Lead me in your truth and teach me." There are so many paths in life. It is as if we are at the head of a series of trails, but there are no signs that show us which trail that we should take. How do we decide which way to go? These are the kind of questions that really plagued me when I was in college. What should I choose for my major? For what kind of ministry should I prepare? What should I do with my life? And the all-important, who am I going to marry? How's a kid supposed to be able to know which way to go? And here's where David helps us. The path is undiscoverable to us, but God knows that path. I can't see the right path, so God, make me to know your way. Show me your way. Teach me your paths. Lead me. Oh, Lord, be my guide. If you leave me on my own, I'll be lost. If you leave me on my own, I won't even know which path to take. I may not even want to choose the path that you have for me. So, Lord, make me want to know your ways. God is the only one that can work in my heart. He's the only one that can make me really want to know his ways. But why do we turn to God? Again, David helps us. He says, "For you are the God of my salvation." In other words, you, O Lord, are the God of my deliverance. You are the one who leads me through this maze of paths through the wilderness. You're the one that shows me the right path to take to your blessing. I can't find it on my own. Okay, so you say, I agree. You've sold me. So what do I do? How do I get this guidance from God? I mean, after all, God's not a park ranger. You know, he's not like a trail guide who's going to physically lead us down these various paths and show us the way. He's God. How do I know? Well, God leads us spiritually. So David prays this, "For you I wait all the day long." Again, it's a picture of sitting at a trailhead. And there are a number of different trails leading out from this one spot, but there are no signs this time. And so I sit down on a rock and I wait. And I'll wait for an hour, and I'll wait for 2 hours. I'll wait all afternoon. I'll wait all day. I'll wait for God to show up and to lead me down the right path. We're very blessed to have the Bible. The Bible is our authority for what we believe and how we practice our faith. But you know, no matter how hard I looked, it never told me what I should declare for my major. And no matter how much I read, I never found it telling me which ministry I should prepare for. And no matter how long or how hard I searched, and believe me, I searched, it never told me who I should marry. These are the things that God tells us in our hearts and in our minds. These are the things that God speaks to us when we're out walking in the almond orchards. These are the things he tells us when we're sitting under a tree in the park. Or these are the things that he lets us know about when we're waiting upon him in our bedroom or our living room or in our study. These are the things that God whispers to us in the darkness, in the middle of the night. We wait. We wait persistently to hear his voice, and he will show us the path. Thank you. I look forward to being with you again next time.